Good morning to one and all. On behalf of the Institutions of Innovation Council and the Aspiro Nova Club, I, Ansh Tanna, would like to welcome our guest speakers for the day. Our first speaker is Mr. Vasudev Bhatt. Then we have Mr. Sachinathan Vishwakarma. We have Mr. Leander Attai, Mr. FLOYD TAVARES, and Mr. Pradyumna P. Kulkarni. And our principal, Professor Dr. Manoj Kamat. I would like to thank our principal, Professor Dr. Manoj Kamat, the BBA faculty members, and the dear students present. We welcome you to an inspirational talk filled with entrepreneurial knowledge from different sectors and fields. I take this opportunity to thank the PMI Forum for partnering up with our college for this wonderful session. I would now like to extend a floral welcome to our esteemed guests. I would now like to call upon our principal, Professor Dr. Manoj Kamat, to address the gathering.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very great day because today, my dear students are going to interact with 5 entrepreneurs. Well, this program is called My Story, the motivational stories of entrepreneurs and their entrepreneurial journey. And I'm very glad that BNI Voices, Business Voices, has thought it very important to collaborate with us in order to take the message forward. Friends, this is a world of getting into risky ventures, doing something of your own, trying to prove your own method, and putting your degree to a cause where you become your own boss. Friends, we are often confronted with decisions which we have to make. What do we do after graduation? Sometimes our degrees do not do us good enough to land us up into a good job. But then there is always a journey which we could venture with the blessings of God, with the blessings of parents, and of course with motivation of your teachers and motivation of good people around us who could lead us into a new journey of self-making, of trying to prove your own self, and trying to prove your degrees, your academic qualifications, your abilities, your decision-making capabilities to test. And this is one of the occasions which could show you the light, which could show you the way, which would motivate you to do things better in the future. I'm very glad that Mr. Pradyumna, my very good friend from BNI, has joined us. We have already entered into an MOU with the BNI group, and I feel very, very happy to associate with BNI because in the initial days when BNI was being set up by Rajkumar and others and contemplating to start or to bring business network international in the state of Goa, I was a partner. Subsequently, even for the first award ceremony, I was the guest, which took place in Marga, the first annual award ceremony. And of course, we have seen BNI growing stronger and stronger every time. The another reason which makes me feel more excited is because one of the guest speakers today happens to be my junior, and we happened to spend time together in class when we were in college, Mr. Vasudev Bhatt. Of course, Vasudev, this is a very interesting story. Vasudev was a very, very quiet and a sober gentleman when he was a student. He's still there. He's still quiet and sober and a gentleman today. And of course, we never thought that Vasudev would start his entrepreneurial journey in the field of information technology. He was a student of commerce, and we always thought that a person like Vasu is good to be a chartered accountant, or good to be a manager. But then all our expectations apart, and I today see Vasu a very, very confident IT guy, employing many people around him, and doing different kinds of innovations, the kind of businesses he is involved in the series of technology. So Vasudev, Mr. Vasu, I feel very comfortable to call you Vasu. I'm glad that you are here, and I recall all the good days which we spent together and good times we spent together in the class. Though he was my junior by a year, we often spent time together in my own class, and then he was more bound to be in a senior's class rather than his own class. So that was the beauty of it. Of course, Pradyumna is there, Mr. Ataid is there, Mr. Vishwakarma is there, Mr. Tavares is there, and then I'm so glad that all of you have made it today to come and interact with students. Normally, we are very comfortable as teachers to talk about theories, business theories, and risk managerial theories, and our theories of entrepreneurship, etc. And then basically the first sentence is entrepreneurship is nothing but risk, entering into a risky venture, decision making, and the features of entrepreneurship, etc. But rather than teaching you theory, we are happy to put before you some role models which have emerged from the society around us. We are not talking about some people from USA or Bangalore or Pune flying here and telling there about their stories, etc. Here we have people who have struggled their lives, struggled around, trying to fend ways for themselves, trying to figure out what they could do possibly with their degrees, or some people with different degrees at hand landed up into that particular profession or vocation out of their own passion. And it makes me really glad to see that some of my own friends today are doing much better than me, who decided to be happy with a mere job. But then that's the beauty of entrepreneurial ability. That's the beauty of entrepreneurship. And not everyone can do so. The basic aim of programs like this is to inculcate the spirit of thinking something different, or telling you that it is not the money which counts, it is not your business, it is not your family background which counts, it is not your degrees which count, but the passion or the zeal which you would like to pursue and the hard work that comes later. How you can grow into a business of your own, and how you can win the world. All the 5 speakers today are going to tell their own stories, the stories of their sufferings, the stories of their struggle. Of course, not to make you feared about, but then to get yourself motivated. If they can do, if Pradyumna could do, or if Vasu could do, if Vishwakarma could do, if Tavares could do, why not me? Why not you? Of course, it is too late for me, and then I don't intend to get into that kind of a journey as of now, with other responsibilities on my shoulders. But you, as young friends, with different vistas open before you, if you are not thinking of higher education, or even if you are thinking of higher education, try to get into this particular journey some point or the other, but sooner the better. The other day when we were discussing about our IIC, Institutional Innovation Council, our Dr. Mamta Kane and others, his colleagues, gave me a very, very important clue. They said, sir, why not we do a project, or why not we do a survey and try to find out how many students of ours are currently into this journey. They might have ventured into something, they might have started some businesses into something. They may be small, they may be mundane, they may be not so significant, but yes, there is a spark which they carry, because not everybody can do so. And today when the government is there, the startup policy is there to help us. Of course, we'll discuss all about this later, but let us at least understand how these common people around us did it in an uncommon, unconventional way. And how did they win? How did they win the world around them? How did they build their own empires? And what are their plans and fortunes they want to build for the future? Obviously, whether they build a fortune or not for them and for the family, obviously they have set up a wonderful examples for people around them. And here we are here today to listen from them and to get clues from them of what you could do and how you could charter into these risky waters, of course, to make name and fame for yourselves. Well, when you have different choices of either taking a job or going after some politicians, begging for a job, or going on for higher education, etc., also understand that there is an important calling around, and it is calling about a journey of being a successful entrepreneur. And here we present you the role models which we consider as what is the model stories for ourselves. And if we look at them as role models for ourselves, of course, they are well suited to be role models for you. I wish you a happy journey today. I wish you happy learning today. And I'm really thankful to BNI and your team, the team, for making it possible. See, otherwise, getting 5 people on a single day, that is a busy day, a Thursday morning becomes very difficult. I sincerely thank each one of you, and of course my entire team along with Dr. Sonia, for putting all the efforts together, for giving you the best, because you deserve only the best. You are in the best institution. Thank you for coming here. A very good morning to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. I would now like to introduce Mr. Pradyumna P. Kulkarni, who has a firm which deals in interior designing and contracting jobs. His company completes turnkey projects for residential and commercial projects. He is the coordinator for the BNI Voices team and will be our first speaker for the day. I would now like to invite you, sir, to take the stage and enlighten us with your words.
A very good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
And what a wonderful introduction by Manoj sir today. It has really overwhelmed us, and let's not take much time, and I'll start the program. As Manoj sir introduced me, my name is Pradyumna Kulkarni, and I'm representing my BNI Titans chapter. I'm absolutely delighted to be here amongst you today. Many of you must be wondering what is going on. What is happening today and why we are all here? Well, let me quickly brief you. Last year, my colleagues from BNI came to visit you with a similar program, and the program was a resounding, record-breaking success. With your help, we were able to connect with 2,952 students, more than any other state in India. Now, BNI, that is Business Network International, is the world's leading business referral organization with over 3,12,888 members in over 11,083 chapters worldwide. We help BNI members increase their business through structured, positive, and professional referral marketing program. As a part of its community initiative, BNI Foundation has been established, which runs projects like Business Voices. The Business Voices project focuses on how BNI members, directors, and chapter members can use their time, talent, knowledge, and experience to help youngsters in the communities in which they live and work. Through Business Voices, children can learn business and networking skills vital to their success as adults. Today, Business Voices Future Leaders Week is a simple way of BNI professionals to offer young people career orientation advice within their local community. During this week of October 15 to 21st, 2023, BNI members are visiting institutions like yours and providing career orientation. BNI Goa too has formed GEMS, or Goa Entrepreneur Mentoring Services Trust, with intention of using business persons' time and experience to help youngsters gather the resources they need to grow up and be successful. Together, we are working to create an impact in the lives of students like you. When we were young, most of us were guided to minimum professional path and only told to study well, get good marks, and get a job and settle down. But well, some of us decided to do and something more. And while it was tough, we still did it. We are here to tell you why. My colleagues and I are here to share our success story. What made us take such a different approach to life and career? How has it helped us, and how our journey and experience have enriched our lives and lives of people around us? We hope this inspires you, take an unbeaten path, and make a name for yourself and your country. So much Uh, so without much ado, we with your permission may invite our first speaker, Mr. FLOYD TAVARES, who is into this profession for the past 14 years. His hobbies are football and playing guitar. His category is branding and marketing. His top 3 clients are Big Daddy, GIM and Tangentia. Please welcome FLOYD TAVARES.
Good morning, guys. My name is FLOYD TAVARES. You know what's the most interesting trait of an entrepreneur? The most interesting trait of an entrepreneur. Huh? Visionary, risk-taking, innovation. I think it's fire. And I want to see fire in the room. Okay, so we're going to do a very small exercise, okay, to get everyone fired up today. We want everyone to stand up. Can everyone stand up? Okay, I want you all to go right down and say, Dempo! Okay, are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dempo! Okay, volumes, guys, face the fire. Today is all about entrepreneurship. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go. Dempo! Guys, I can't hear you. Where's the fire? Where's the fire, guys? Come on, once again. 1, 2, 3, go. Dempo! Super. Okay, so let me get started with my presentation. My name is FLOYD TAVARES. I represent the chapter called Branding and the category Branding and Marketing. I'm the co-founder of a brand consulting firm called Branding Consulting. And we've been in the business for the last 5 years. I've been in the business of brand strategy and consulting for over 14 years. What do we do? So we are on a mission to tell everyone that building a powerful brand strategy is the foundation to a successful business. Right? Because a lot of people have a huge misunderstanding that brand is a logo, brand is a color. But brand, who manages the branding in a company? Who manages the branding in a company? Fire, guys, fire. Okay, so branding is managed by the brand and marketing team. The brand is managed by everyone in the company. Every touch point, right? From your security, to your cleaner, to the leader, everyone, right? So we are on a mission to guide MSMEs on how to build successful business by building a strong brand. We do business with, currently we're branding a company in the clouds. Okay, this is a floating restaurant at Grand Hyatt. We are driving brand strategy for Goa Institute of Management, that's surrounded by clouds. We're driving business for something in the water, that's Big Daddy with below the clouds. We also drive brand strategy for Tangentia, their route that is into cloud computing and everything. So we ride from the air to the water to the lands. We work with products across all industries and services. What we do is we've created a first of its kind program which combines the best. When businesses start, when MSMEs start business, they reach out to a business coach to get guidance on goals, accountability. Businesses also, when they face problems, need market research, they reach out to Accenture, they reach out to Deloitte for market insights and frameworks. And then they will go out to creative agencies like social media agencies, graphic design agencies to help create compelling assets for their brands. And so we've created, for the first time, a business leap, which is a 3-month transformational journey. And we work with companies across India, Canada, UK countries. And here's some of the growth. So this is testimony to why branding works, not us. So why branding works. You know the company that Neta Patal Setu? Those guys reached out to us during COVID to help them grow their business. Within a year of transforming their brand, they were voted as India's top 100 SMEs from among 37,000 participants. Today, they are lighting up 6 islands in the Maldives, all major monuments in India. Another engineering company from Kolhapur wanted to increase his export business. They were at 15 crores business per year. They jumped to 35 crore business within 1 year after transforming their brand. Another resort doubled the occupancy within 1 year of transformation. I'm just giving you context right now about what branding is. So this is just to give you an idea of what transformation looks like. This is an engineering company, a shed in Kolhapur that is currently they are around 75 crore turnover. This is what their website looked like. This is what their transformation looks like. Very quickly, this is another resort in Goa. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. And the results show. But branding is a long-term game. But let me tell you how it all started. I was spearheading the marketing for a company called Deltin. Have you heard of Deltin? Right now, the news for the wrong reasons, but I was spearheading their branding. I was at 27 years old. I was leading their marketing. My wife, had to move down to Goa. She was leading marketing for Vodafone then, and then she switched to Kotak 811 to build a product called Kotak 811, and it was a post-COVID product that they built. Now she was stuck with a decision: either I move to Bombay post getting married, or she comes down to Goa and stays with us. Her father wasn't keeping too well, so she decided, okay, let me leave my high-paying job in Bombay and come down to Goa. Now, Goa doesn't have big MNCs that can, give her the role that she had in Mumbai or Bangalore. She worked in Chennai, and I was very comfortable with my job because at an age of 28, 29, I am now very comfortable in my job. Possibly a very safe job, high-paying job within Goa. Both of us combined. Had a very good salary that time, no liabilities. But now we are facing an opportunity. Does she come down to Goa, look for a job? Or I leave my job, both of us are without jobs, and we start up. So what did we do? What would be a safer option? Right? Because anyways I'm safe. What would be the safer option, guys? Fire. Maintain my own job. So I decided to take a risk when I was at the safest, most comfortable part of my life. My wife is leaving a job. Everyone in the family was, both of you are without a job. What do you guys want to do? But that's when we realized that we have nothing to lose right now. It's now or never. Right? So we decided to leave our jobs, both of us, start up a brand consulting, because we realized that throughout our journey of marketing and branding, not one partner, not one agency came to us saying, we will help your business grow. A social media guy came to us saying, I will help you get likes, I will help you get some posts. Another graphic designer spoke to us, or we'll give you good looking designs. Or another digital marketing firm came to us saying, we will get you so many clicks. Not one partner said, we will help your company grow from 5 crore to 50 crore. That's when we said, we will start a brand transformation company, call it branding, which stands for branding that delivers. Took the risk. Right now, we have a team of around 16 people, 10 plus clients across 10 plus industries, working with clients from India, across India, Canada, UK, Australia. Yeah, so the risk paid off, and that's us today. It was a hard call, absolutely hard call, because everyone, if we had to fail, everyone would be like, we told you so. Right? So a major part comes down to, are you willing to take the risk? Right? Are you willing to pivot? So that was our transformational journey, and right now we are hearing so many stories like this in BNI. Right? BNI is an absolutely wonderful network of businesses, and day in, day out, the more we interact with businesses, we realize our risk was not as much as someone else who, didn't, who possibly didn't have anything. But I know people who started companies during COVID and were bankrupt for 3 years. Then what do you do? Okay, so let me just tell you what I have. So part of this journey is for us to teach people about branding, to teach people about impact. Is we want to get into the minds of entrepreneurs. So recently we've started a podcast. It's called How To with FLOYD. Our podcast is called Hey Entrepreneur How To. And we are interviewing some of India's topmost minds, some hidden gems in terms of entrepreneurs. They're just 4 episodes old. And more than me speaking, I'm going to give you some insights from, for example, Sahil Arvapalkar. Do you know the owner of Sync, Soho, Soro? Right? This guy has never spoken on camera. He runs 50 plus businesses across 10 industries: resorts, real estate, infra, beverages, alcohol, everything. Right? So we want to bring out insights like these. I'm good on time, right? So it's called on Instagram How To with FLOYD. I'm just going to give you. Yes, you've got the questions, we've got the answers. It's none other than the people who've done it themselves, and those that have achieved true success in business. Presenting our podcast, Hey Entrepreneur, How To. Picture this. We will be sitting down with the legends of the industry, those that have achieved tremendous success and dominated their industry. These are not just interviews, these are masterclasses from the masters themselves. So whether you're a seasoned trailblazer, a startup wizard, or someone who's just curious about what's the magic behind business, subscribe now and stay tuned to Hey Entrepreneur, How To. Hey Entrepreneur. So, real nuggets of information from the man I really look forward to, Sahil Arvapalkar, on how to scale businesses. So if you guys want us to launch this, wait, just give me 1 second. 1 second.
Kind of depth and temperatures will come with it. Sometimes it goes through, sometimes it doesn't. I guess 60% of the time I'm able to implement it. 40% of the time it doesn't work.
How to start and scale businesses at pace?
When you say scale up, there's one very important thing I see with the current startup culture. People just scale up very rapidly without stabilizing the operations. So once you implement a business, the first thing is to run it successfully, get it operationally sorted, and come to the green. Then is the scaling up part of it. Every business has a different kind of scalability. Saying so, under the umbrella of the same company, I did launch a couple of businesses and they did well. We were able to scale it up. What is a business? A business comes from a very strong idea. And where does the idea come from? It basically comes from the world. If you're observant enough to look at the world, your ideas come from there. You should know basically which idea you want to take, which you can do better, or you identify a problem and solve it, which is the innovation part of it. But for me, both works. When I get an idea, I get very excited about it. I dive deep into that idea. As you go deeper, you'll understand the kind of depth and temperatures that will come with it. Sometimes it goes through.
So this guy, you watch his podcast to know exactly how to run so many businesses. This guy spends 3 hours a day working, doesn't work on Monday, managing 50 plus businesses. Yesterday we launched Sairaj Domes from Wakao, his episode as well. So inspiring stories that we ourselves as entrepreneurs get to learn, right? Because we learn from ourselves. We don't have anyone that's teaching us on a daily basis. I'm going to tell you something about a BLEAT framework. I think these are simple tips that I've learned over the period of last 14 years that we've been in business on what are the most, what is BLEAT? The first is brand yourself. Why should we brand ourselves? Okay, so just give me 2 more minutes. Because brand yourself, because everyone Googles you, whether it's an interview, whether it's someone's hiring your business, it's learn to lead, L. Okay, learn to lead, because don't be a boss, be a leader. A leader develops someone, a boss uses someone. Learn to sell, the most important trait, like L, things that you can't learn in college is learn to sell. Every entrepreneur, every individual, every student has to sell themselves in an interview, in a pitch, in an investor meet. Learn to network, be a part of BNI, be a part of Interpol, because 95% of your business comes from networking, which can't be taught in college. It is a practical thing that someone has to do. E is an entrepreneurial mindset. Whether you're working in a company, you have to have an entrepreneurial mindset. So E for entrepreneurial mindset. Everyone needs to have that. This is not about a 9 to 6, but it's about getting the job done. A, E, I, O, U. Our foundation to our language system was the vowels, right? The foundation to business going forward is AI for you. So guys, you have to use AI going forward. Any business that you use, any business that will be part of, if you don't start, you're not part of AI, you will be obsolete. And the last is prioritize, right? Prioritize family, prioritize self, health. Because everyone, there are a lot of coaches these days that are pushing hustle, hustle, hustle. The hustle culture will burn you. Prioritize health and also pace yourself out, right? Business is not about everyone wants one-click relationships, right swipes, so one-click orders, one-click. Business is not a quick thing, right? Pace yourself out because business takes time. Get things, daily, take one step, and suddenly you will get results in time. So don't expect results in business like you will expect on an app, or you'll expect a right swipe to get instant results. Business needs to be paced out. So we are all believers. So that's the point. So be a believer, be a believer. That's my framework. That's FLOYD TAVARES signing out. You want to get in touch with me, you want to know more about us, DM me on How to with Floyd. A lot of inspirational stories from inspiring entrepreneurs across India, across Goa. And yeah, thank you. Any questions? Yeah, thank you everyone.
So friends, as you all heard Floyd giving up his entrepreneurial journey and making everyone understand how branding and marketing plays an important role in scaling up your businesses. The next speaker, let us welcome Mr. Sachidanand Vishwakarma, who is a builder by profession and 10 plus years in this profession, and he has clients of CPWD, GMR Airport, Goa PWD, and Village Panchayat. So let's welcome Sachidanand Vishwakarma.
So before I start to say something, let me wish you all a very good morning. Good morning to one and all present over here. My name is Sachidanand Vishwakarma, and let me start. Okay, I am a civil chartered engineer by qualification, and into civil construction by profession and by choice. My journey started when in the year 2013 I completed my qualification in civil engineering. I did my charters. I was Goa's topper for chartered. I was the first in Goa. Okay. After 2013, I started working under a consultancy firm. That is what usually people do. So when you complete your qualification or you move out of your college, the first thing you do, you start working under someone. So I started working under a consultancy firm, and it was a national level company, and they used to take mega projects for mines developments and design. So since I was into civil engineering, my role over there was land survey and calculation of mined materials. So during that period, 10 to 13, Goa was a peak in mine. I was at a very high paid, very high paid, and the perks that my company gave me were much higher than what my other classmates would get. In the year 2013, when I started, my salary that company paid me was very close to 3.5 lakhs per month, and I used to get all the perks. Like I used to travel from flight. Like if I have to go from Goa to Delhi, I would go by flight. I would get a taxi at Delhi, complete my job, return back to Goa the same day. There would be a taxi outside the airport, pick me up, drop my home. 2013 to 2018, 5 years I worked with the company. Everything was very fine. 2013 passed out. 2014 I got a new car. Everyone was happy with it. 2018 the boss came to the office one day and he said, now I'm aged up and I want to wind up everything. So you guys have a free option to choose what is next. So all my colleagues, myself, we started moving out of the company slowly. The scenario came to me one fine day that I would leave my wallet at home itself because there was no money, because I had no sense of investment. Whatever I earned, I utilized it because I was very sure that next month again I'll have some more money. So 2018 I started my own company, that was consultancy, civil engineering. Slowly we started getting projects. Okay. Uh, there was one mine in Kanikavli, that was silica sand mine, which would mine the materials and send it to Saint Gobain. Saint Gobain is a company which manufactures glass, toughened glass and all glass related products. So there was a dispute in the company with boundary. There were two mines and the dispute was a boundary line. So I managed to sort it out and both the parties were satisfied. So that made a turning point in my life wherein I could set up my own and started moving consultancy. After spending say around 3 years in consultancy with my own firm, we planned to get into constructions because since civil engineering was my qualification, construction was the ultimate goal. So we got into constructions. So we did multiple projects here and there, buildings we did, commercial buildings we did, then we even did houses and sort of matters. One day we got a call from Mopa Airport that we need to have a construction company engaged in for construction of cargo terminal. Cargo terminal is basically a place wherein all the air logistics is kept for transportation. Say suppose you have a logistics coming from Qatar and it is to be shipped to Bangalore. Then the plane from Qatar will come, get down all the things to here in Mopa, and there will be a next flight which will take the cargo to Bangalore. So that is basically a cargo terminal. We usually travel from main terminal, that is public. So the first thing when I shared my profile and everything with them, GMR is a national level company, stock market listed firm it is, and it is operated by Airport Authority of India. So AAI owns the channels and these people run it. So you know what they gave us for construction? Watchman cabin. So after doing businesses, after being topper in Goa, the first thing that we were offered in Mopa Airport was construction of watchman cabin. And when I questioned them, ki, "Arey, this is what you are giving us, watchman cabin," they told no, it is you will get 3-4 watchman cabins. Okay, so that was the first thing that they offered us. Ki, you have to do construction of watchman cabin. Then we insisted, no, this is not up to our scale. Then they said, okay, you do canteen building as well. Very small projects, okay, but we said, okay, we'll do it. We did it. And looking at the pace of work, the quality, quantum management, then they offered us, ki, why don't you do the electrical substation building? Electrical substation building is one of the main buildings, okay. If you do something wrong over there in the electrical connection goes for 5 seconds, central government agencies will literally take you on a task, because in airport everything, you cannot afford to lose the current for 5 seconds because everyone in the plane in clouds will get lost if your radar goes out of the line. So we did electrical substation, then we did cargo terminal. And you know what was that? It was India's biggest air cargo terminal. That we did. Okay. After doing that, we upscaled higher side and we got into contacts with Central Public Works Department. CPWD is basically a company or an organization, you can say, which is owned by Government of India. It is a central government agency which takes up constructions for central government agencies, manages central government assets. So suppose you know this Pato Plaza, there is a LIC building. Next to LIC building there is a square left. Earlier they had cleaned up and now due to rains there are a lot of plants coming up. That is actually a Reserve Bank of India building. The construction cost of that building is 210 crores. Okay, so that will be coming up in the next place and we are associated for consultancy part. So we got in touch with CPWD and initially we got contracts for consultancy of 2 big hospitals that are, one is in Kundam Industrial Estate and one in Mapsa. So my motto of telling you all this, see, there was a scenario 2013 passed out, in 2018 we moved out of the company, then started our own company, then got into consultancy. There we satisfied a lot of clients with our work quality in quantum. Then from consultancy we got into constructions. From constructions, as Pradyum said, we got into building developments, plotting, then commercial constructions and a lot of things. See, initially the thing that I look at is consistency and upscaling. When we finished the project of GMR, I did not go to PWD Goa. I went to CPWD Government of India, because we had consistency in consultancy, we had consistency in construction, so we upscaled to GMR, Airport Authority of India, then we went to CPWD, Central Government. From there we came into construction of hospitals, and we got into constructions and consultancies of RBI buildings and projects worth more than 200 crores. So whatever you all do, or I believe that you all at the same point where I was in 2013, wherein you will wind up your college and move up to the next level. That is either go for a job or start a company. So I will just take another minute and tell you. See, having a job is like having one house or two houses or one or two cars in your garage. But having a business and getting into is like having a new house and a new car every year. That is what we actually do. I buy a new house and a new car every year. So, and I'll tell you one thing. I use my car for 8 months and the next car is booked. So that is where you use your upscaling. Even if I'm not there in Goa for the next 6 months or on tour for a year, my company, my things, my employees all are well planned, well in line, and everything is well managed. So with this I'll wind up, because I'm not used to talking much in front of a big group of people. I usually talk in front of 2 to 3 staff or 2 to 3 employees of mine. But I will tell you one thing is that everyone has a niche talent. Okay, if you are good in something, just focus on that. Consistently do what you know, and see that whatever you do honestly, and loyalty is the core part of it. And it won't take much time. Hardly it takes usually 2 to 3 years to reach a level wherein you can beat everything. Whatever, there will be a scenario wherein if you wish to spend 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs in a day, you don't need to go and check your bank balance. Everything is taken care. If you are in right place, you're doing the right thing. Okay, so thank you. That's all from my end.
What an excellent story of Sachidanand. Everyone is now dreaming about a new car and a new house every 8 months, right? We should be. Only then we'll scale up. So let us now invite the next speaker. He is into financial planning, 8 years into this business, very much happy to learn about human psychology. His top 3 clients are Raj Housing, Titos and Bay 15. Please welcome Leander Attai.
Very good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Well, with a quick show of hands, I want to know how many of you want to be good at what you do. Quick show of hands. All right, quite a few. Well, that means the rest, you're either not paying attention or you don't want to be good. I have another question to you. Is good enough? Or in today's world, with the world moving so fast, with technology advancing so fast, wouldn't it better to be great? What do you do? Think about it. Well, you enter my office. The first degree you're going to see on the wall, it reads Master of Engineering. But today's topic is on financial planning. Confused? Well, I'm an engineer and also a financial planner. So how in the world does an engineer go from a technical field to a financial field and be successful at it? Well, a little bit about myself. I come from a background which is service oriented. What that means is my parents, my family are mostly, working for somebody, be it the government as a government servant or for a private sector. So coming from that kind of an environment to taking the leap of faith, and that too in a field of finance, believe me, is far from easy. When I put this out, when you want what do you call that, to build confidence, you always go to the people you trust most, that's your parents or your family. When I told them, okay, I'm thinking of going into the financial field officially, although I was doing it for myself in the stock markets for years and years before, the look on my father's face said it all. There were probably thousands and thousands of reasons which he was ready to fire at me to tell me why things would not work. A simple reason for that is he had no clue about finances. And my family is a type of family which rather invests in FDs, LIC policies and stuff like that. So when I talk to them, say stock markets, mutual funds, scary. 1992 crash comes to mind, Harshad Mehta. 2008 crash comes to mind, Lehman Brothers crash. That's what rings in their mind. So for me to convince them to build confidence in me was a next level task. But there was one thing I had. I knew for a fact that passion, commitment, confidence, that fire, that zeal to be somebody in this world. I could have worked for someone. I was working multiple jobs at one time, not to earn high income, but to learn as much as I could in the shortest span of time. Yes, and I did this while completing my master's also at the same time. When I chose to take the leap of faith, imagine this. A person like me comes and tells you, okay, I'm an engineer, but give me your money, I want to invest it. How many of you can trust me? In all honesty, nobody. The first person I went to ask for the first check happened to be my own father. Again, he was like, why are you asking me for the check? I know all the stupid things you've done in life. Why am I going to give you my hard-earned money? Right. But still, fortunately for me, he gave me that first check. That first check was that enough confidence I needed to scale up. And I made it a point to focus so much because I have been trading the stock markets, analyzing, teaching the stock markets in the past. But to invest someone else's money is a completely different ballgame. So much so that in the first 6 months itself, although a normal mutual fund gives you 10, 14, 15, 16%, I made it a point in the first 6 months to generate 43% of that small investment, that small check which he gave me. Now my father does not know much of the investment field, but he was confident enough to go and tell the rest of the world that okay, this guy is doing something different, might as well look at it. And I'm happy to tell you that in the first year itself, the first check which came of 2 lakh rupees, from there in the first year itself we scaled up to 5 crores in just the first year. Why was I able But why was I able to do all this? Because I was determined to do so. I would meet anyone who would come and tell me that probably, okay, you cannot do this, you're an engineer, stick to the technical field. But I knew deep down, okay, I'm doing something different. I'm using methods of the stock market, which is a much, much more volatile and dangerous place. But I'm using those kind of strategies and methods in a much safer place like mutual funds. So why not do it? In the first year itself, we were able to make a mark, come into the limelight, and people started knowing who I am. And believe me, my dear friends, when you work for somebody, this is what I honestly feel, no offense to anyone who's taken up a job. But a job I consider as a bribe to give up on your dreams. The joy, the satisfaction you get from within of being able to be your own boss, go out there day in and day out, choose whether you want to work or you don't want to work. It's completely up to you. You want to earn something, you go out there, give it everything you've got. Fruits will come. The first few years will definitely be difficult. It goes without saying. Because in a field of the stock markets or the financial field, it's a game of trust. You need to first build that trust with your clients, people around you. They need to see that you're capable of doing this. Well, the few challenges I faced, starting off, uncertainty. People were not sure whether an engineer would be able to go out there and manage their funds, manage their money. Would he be able to be a financial advisor? Does he have any idea of the financial field in the first place? I may go and tell anything, I've done this and that in the stock markets. If I don't have anything to show for, it's a completely different thing. Confidence. I hear when I started, the first thing I heard was, to be a successful financial advisor, you need to be in the field for 8 to 10 years. And when I heard 8 to 10 years, I was like stunned. Okay, if that's how long it's going to take to get people's confidence, then might as well move back. But then I said, let's take it up as a challenge. Let's prove people wrong. Trust. Are you trustworthy? Are you going to actually work for your clients? Or are you going to be working in a method which is just going to be earning you higher incomes? Big question. And the main question is, there are so many experienced financial advisors in Goa itself, leave aside India. Why should they put in their hard-earned money with you? That, I would say, is the most difficult task, to take even a small check from a person who's already having a financial advisor. How do you crack this person? I went to them straight up, sat across the table and told them this. I'm not telling you to change a financial advisor. I'm not asking you for your money. Give me a small portion of your trust. So much so, give me a small check, which if you lose, you will not even probably think about it. Let me work and let me do what I do best. Leave the rest to you to decide. If I do not deliver, I promise you this, I will not come and talk to you ever again about finances. But if I do deliver, make sure you go and tell literally everyone you know of what I've done. This method till today has successfully worked in my favor to scale up, this business. Well, I see all of you young minds here in this room today. If at all you are looking to go into the financial field, of course there are a few certifications which are there. Number one, for mutual funds, you have to answer some exams like NISM, insurance, IRDA exams, and stock market advisory is a SEBI registered. You need to be a stock market advisor basically. However, these are just certifications, and you will in the financial field you will find a lot of obstacles to gain trust of people. But if there's one thing I believe, sell shamelessly. Do whatever it takes to get recognition, to put yourself out there in the world, to show the world who you are and what you're capable of. Whatever people may tell you doesn't really matter. You know what you are deep down. Go out there and put it out to people. Well, I'll end with a quote. Failure leads to success only if you learn from that failure. I repeat, failure leads to success only if you're able to learn from that failure. That's my time with you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be happy to take any questions if you have. Yes.
Any questions?
Yeah, hello sir. I'm Manoj Kamat. I'm a TYBB student. So my question to you is, what exactly did light up the ignition in you to move from engineering to finance? Like, what exactly did you already have? Because as a student, it's very difficult to decide in what field you want to go. So did you already have that being a finance guy before you did engineering, or did it come on later?
Well, the thing is, while studying engineering, I used to trade the stock markets, and there was a time where I blew up my account. Basically, finished my entire bank balance. To be very honest with you, back in college days. But one thing struck me: if I lost money that time, someone else made that money. Plain and simple. Why could not that person who made that money be me? That drive made me research, think, having no background in sort of whatever in the financial field. It made me think, research on my own, so much so that if you ask me to write a PhD paper, probably I'll be able to write that in the financial field right now. And I've not written that. But that drive of being able to be somebody, what most people probably started with my family, which no one had done before, that drive made me take this decision. Going forward.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Leander, for that wonderful journey of yours. And now let us welcome Vasudev Bhatt, who is an IT guy, as Manoj sir has already introduced him. I'll not take much time. Vasu, the stage is all yours.
Good morning, everyone. I'm not sure if Manoj has mentioned that. Manoj Bhai has only calling. I'm an ex-student of Dempo College. So I'm technically an alumni of this college. So let me hear a big good morning.
Good morning.
Bigger.
Good morning.
Thank you. Manoj has already given out 50% of my speech, so I'm not going to repeat it. Yes, like in 3 idiots, what Amir Khan said, कौन सा भी uniform पहन के कौन सा भी class में जाके बैठ जाओ, that is what I used to do. So, being a first year student of MES college, I used to actually sit with Manoj, and we had another common friend. I used to sit with him in 3rd year and enjoy that. Second year, I moved to Dempo College. That's why I am an alumni of MES as well as Dempo College. Now, there are 2 things which I am going to talk about here. One is follow your passion, and second is failure. When I'm talking about follow your passion, if you can see, I am a commerce graduate, but I run a company since 2002, so 21 years it's been since I've started my IT company. So what basically happened was, while I was doing my college with Dempo College, I started learning, because that time IT was something, the .com boom was there, wanted to learn something, accounting on something like a Tally or VX. So I joined a computer institute to learn IT. And I wanted to be a chartered accountant, exactly what Manoj Bhai said. So that was my destination, what I had earmarked for me. But the moment I got into a computer institute and started learning IT, I realized that's where my passion is. That's where I want to go. So my marks from 86% in my first year came to 55% in my 3rd year. Because I was more in my IT institute than in the college. So after that, I joined, my first job was as a website developer. I joined the IT company as a website developer. And then I left my college, I left the company and joined the institute where I was learning. I joined as a corporate trainer, teaching companies on IT platforms. And in 2002, I started my business. It was not an easy job, not an easy task. With a background of commerce, with absolutely no certification telling you are an IT guy, I had to go through a lot of failures, rejections, and eventually when I was not getting any offer, I started my business as a freelance website developer, and from there the journey started. Despite several failures, despite a lot of challenges, I continued to follow my passion. I continued what I wanted to do, and today I can successfully say that I can tell you I work with clients in 18 different countries. Yes, it's not easy to deal with clients in one country, but I deal with clients who do not even speak English. I deal with clients in Norway, in Sweden, in Finland. There the people actually don't speak English. So I have to basically use Google translators quite often when I'm communicating with them. and through that, it's been a successful journey after almost 7-8 years of failures. But one thing important is, if you are passionate about what you want to do, you will get success some point of time. And fortunately, my dear friend here who was sitting here have education also in that same line what they are doing, and also what the business what they are doing. But my education and my business has absolutely nothing to do. But that's what I've been doing. And as Dr. Manoj said, he is too old to be a businessman. I would say no, he's not. Everyone knows KFC. How many of you all don't know what KFC is? Okay, you know who's the owner of KFC? I cannot hear. Anyone knows who the owner of KFC is? That's Colonel Sanders. You know when he started his business? He started at the age of 55. And he became successful, or the KFC brand was launched when he was 64 years old. Do you think Manoj Kamat is 64 years old? No, right? He's just probably 1 year elder to me, which puts him into 45 years bracket. So he can start a business even now if he wants to. So let me finish my speech saying two things. Follow your passion. Whatever you are passionate about, stick to it. You might not know what you are doing now. Probably, like as I said, I wanted to be a chartered accountant. But the moment I joined an IT institute, I realized my passion is not being a CA, but into the IT industry. So your passion, maybe you know it, maybe you do not know it. But once you take it up, stick to it. You will face failures. Don't bother about it. Failures is just the steps what you are going to take towards success. Thank you very much.
That was an excellent inspirational story by Vasudev. So the last speaker, myself. So as Manoj sir has told, my name is Pradyumna Kulkarni and I am representing my firm Emerald Interiors. We are into interior designing and execution of projects. So this is what I am doing. So coming to the part of my journey, I hail from Karnataka, a place called Dharwad, which is close to Hubli. Everyone knows? Yes. So when I initially told my family that I do want to get into jobs, because my family is very well connected with politicians, gazetted officers in the government sector, they were very much planned that once he is done with his schooling, we'll get him into some office and there is a fixed salary coming up. And as I'm a Orthodox Brahmin family background, our job is to get up, do all pujas and mantras, go to your office, come back in the evening, again do the pujas and mantra, have your dinner and go to sleep. Done. So on 30th of every month, the salary message will come to you, and so much has been credited to your bank account. This is what they were expecting. And immediately after that, I said, no, I'm not interested in going to any job. So they were a little upset with me. Then since I was in the college time, for us the destination would be always Goa, which is hardly 200 kilometers. So on a Sunday morning we used to get up, tell our parents that we are going 25 kilometers away for a picnic and we'll come back by late evening. So for 25 kilometers we used to just travel 200 kilometers here in Goa, enjoy the full day, and by late evening we used to drive back with our bikes. So back then, when I used to see Goa, it was very amazing for me. Like my place was very small, not so developed back then, but I used to feel that Goa has so much of potential. It was so much growing. So why should I not go there and try my luck? That's how I landed up in Goa, and luckily I had a connection over here who told me that अरे गोवा बहुत मस्त है यार, तू आजा इधर. I really didn't know what background he was. And when I came here, I realized that he was working for a air ticketing company. So he was a ticket boy who used to book the tickets and deliver to the respective clients. So उधर तो डेंगे मारता था, अरे मस्त है गोवा, ऐसा है, रपचिक है. So I used to think that okay, इसके साथ जाएगा तो अपना भी रपचिक बन जाएगा. So I just came to Goa and realized that वो बाद में इधर आने के बाद बोला मैं तो घर पे ऑलरेडी बोल के आया था कि नहीं नहीं मैं बिजनेस नहीं करूंगा, मुझे जॉब करना ही नहीं है, मैं जा रहा हूँ. तो घर में टोटल ऑपोजिशन था, मतलब पूरे सारे एक फैमिली एक साइड था और मैं अकेला एक तरफ. So that was the situation. But I still took the decision of coming here, and I hardly had around 4,000 bucks in my pocket back then. So I moved on to Panjim along with him, and I realized that Mauritius was close to Panjim, very stale. तो उसके रूम में गया तो देखा 8-10 लोग पड़े हुए हैं एक रूम में. तो मैं बोला अरे ठीक है, somehow I have to अभी ईगो पे आ गया था, मैं बोल के तो आया हूँ नहीं नहीं मुझे जॉब नहीं करना है तो अभी वापस नहीं जा सकता. So that's how my journey began, and I started realizing that the biggest hurdle which I faced was language. म्हाका तेन्ना कोंकणी अजिबात कळना. आतां थोडी तरी उलयता पण तेन्ना ना, अजिबात ना. सो कोणाकय केन्ना तुम्ही बिझनेस ऑफर नाजाल्यार ऑर्डर जाय म्हणून वयता कोणा कडेन मेळपाक, तेन्ना ते म्हणटाले तो घाटी मनीस आहा ताका दिना रे बाबा, तो पयशे घेवन पावतलो म्हणटा. Yes, this is the fact, guys. So this is how it happens, because a known devil is always better than an unknown. So they used to feel that somebody whose faces have been familiar always, let us go to him rather than going to an unknown person. We don't know his background, how good he is at his work, nothing. So that's how I started up, and I used to literally go around the market and understand what actually is the strategy, how the concept of interiors is in Goa. And back then was a time when apartments were just booming out in all corners of the Goa. It was in 2009. So I understood that since apartments are coming up in Goa, that means there are people who are going to buy those flats. And definitely out of 50 flats, at least one I'll be able to get through. But that was not the conditions. I struggled for almost 1 year. So what I used to do is part-time I used to work with some contractors. Under them I used to supervise their work, and later on I used to run for my things. That's how I started. It took me almost 2 years to make a bank balance so that I can start my own office and I can afford it. Register my firm. Then I registered. After that I realized that getting an order is the biggest task. All these days though I was working as a part-time, so I used to get some salary for which I used to get my daily bread and butter going on. But later on I realized that when you start your own office, then you have to pay the rent, the salary. For roaming around the markets, you need to have a bike, and you have to spend on the petrol prices. Each and everything has to be accountable now. Now I used to sit with a pen and paper and realize that okay, I'm spending so much on daily roaming, but what is the output of it? I did that for 2 long years. In that 2 long years, I hardly got any orders. I used to get a call that I have a work of a table. So I used to okay, let us see and give a try on it. When I used to go on the site, I used to realize that it was a repair of the table, not a making of a new table. But then I realized that when I have traveled all the way, it is better to say yes and get that thing done and get that 400 to 500 rupees and go back rather than going an empty and saying मुझे repair का काम नहीं करना है. That's how I started. So back then, these are the way wherein we used to make money. And I understood that before you get orders, there has to be a brand. People has to understand that branding is the most important tool of your business. And then I started realizing okay, मुझे branding करना है. So what I did was I used to leave my visiting cards with all the construction sites and team up with the supervisors, engineers over there, and tell them that this is what my firm is and we are into this. And gradually I started getting one flat and couple of only kitchen part I used to get, only wardrobes I used to get in some flats. So that's how my journey started. And today we are catering to BITS Pilani. Everyone knows. So BITS Pilani is the things are that they get the drawings from the head offices, and all the BITS Pilani institutions are being managed from the Pilani head office. So Now they require somebody who can understand the drawings and execute them as per their requirement. So without those drawing, it's very difficult to get the work done. So when they realize that yes, I am into this profession and I can understand the drawings and the requirements and deliver as per the requirements, so I started getting orders. Now I've been working with Country Inn and Suits, a resort in Goa. They have multiple resorts all over. So the first order when they called me that there is a door which has to be repaired at Kandoli. So I was very reluctant to go there because एक door के लिए since I am based at Vasco, taking my car all the way to Kandoli, getting a door repaired and coming back. But then somehow because of the reputation, when they have given me a call, I said not to say no. I went there, I got that door repaired done, and the problem is even after a small job is done, there is a procedure of getting the payments released. So it takes around 15 days for them to release the payment because there is a channel to be followed. So after that, they give me a call before the first payment was even settled. They gave me a call saying that all the handles of the entire resort have to be changed. So they were very particular about the specification that they wanted the handles of made by brass. Since they have a wooden doors, they all wanted to have their brass handles and accessories. So I got that order, and today I am a registered vendor of many multiple resorts. So why I'm telling you or sharing this story is consistency, dedication, and hard work is the only way to get success in your businesses. So never ever give up. That is the what attitude we need to be having, and focus. You need to be very much focused what actually you are looking at. If you don't have a goal, then it becomes a very difficult. That there are many businessmen and entrepreneurs in the world who have now been like 20 years in the business, but they are still in the same office, the same level of lifestyle living up. Why? Because they didn't have focus. You have to have an aim that okay, in 5 years I'll be attaining this. After say 10 years, I should be reaching somewhere here. Like my friend Sachidanand said that every 8 months to 1 year he changes his house as a car. It's not a cup of tea for everyone because his profession is like he's constructing GMR airport where the bill would be around 200 crores. So when you are dealing with 200 crore rupees, then definitely a house and a car just like you think in the morning and by evening they are in the garage. But that doesn't go well with me because my orders or ticket size is around 25 lakhs to 30 lakhs per flat or per order. Sometimes 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs also. So the same doesn't go with me. But we should have an aim that somewhere after 5 years I should be having my own house. After 10 years, by then, after 10 years, you'll all be married and you will be having kids. So you need to plan that way that, after so many years, you need to be at this stage with so many facilities and amenities around you. So that is how our journey has been. Focus and dedication is the only key to success. So I'll not take much time, friends. If you have any questions, please come up. Reason for sharing all these success stories of my dear friends and all is just to make you all aware that how our journey has been. It is just to emphasize that a business journey is not that easy as like in a job. When you go to a job, it's very easy. Work for 30 days, 31st day you get the salary, then the cycle continues. And on every regular basis, as per the criteria of the companies you all are working, the salaries will be hiked up as per their performance and percentages. But then in business that doesn't go with the same way. Here you will be a boss and who you are paying the salaries to your employees. So that would be your capacity. And to reach to that level, you need to work very hard, friends. That is what we all want to emphasize on. And having an entrepreneurial goal is always better than searching for jobs. That's what is what I want to highlight. So friends, this is us, this is our journey, and this is our story. Most importantly, this story doesn't have an ending, neither happy nor sad. It's a story that keeps changing because it's the story of work in progress, a journey which all of us are still traveling. But one thing is for sure, we all love it. It's who we are and it's what makes us special. We hope that one day you too will script your own story, you too will be successful, and you too will inspire someone to start their journey. Today it is us standing here, tomorrow it should be you or one of you. Before we leave, we want to help you jumpstart this journey. If we have inspired you enough, on the 4th November, we are having a training program in North Goa as well as South Goa on how to craft your business idea. Experienced businessmen will speak to you and lead you through a process of design your business ideas and then pitch it in front of investors. Once you complete this program, you can participate in a business idea challenge where 20 business ideas will be selected for mentoring and top 3 ideas will win cash prizes as well. Now my colleagues will be sharing you a feedback form right now. This form is a feedback for which we will help you improve this, and events like this will help us to make it better, more interesting and relevant for you. The last question is for you to express your interest in training program. So I would request, yes, forms are there. Just so requesting everyone to just please go to the feedback forms and fill up all the slots. Trust me friends, we will be reading each and every feedback form that we get from you. Please do think about it and start your journey. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Once again, a request to please scatter the wisdom of your brain and down honestly on the feedback forms given. We need truthful ideas from you. Before I sign out, I have a pleasant task of recognizing and thanking our speakers for their time here today. May I request the principal to please hand out these certificates of appreciation to the speakers. And I would like to also thank the principal for giving us this opportunity to conduct this event into their college.
Other certificates I give. He was trying it.
I firstly would like to thank all the speakers. We learned a lot about how businesses can succeed in various different sectors through your journeys. We would now like to present the speakers with mementos as a token of our appreciation.
Yes.
We would also like to thank our principal, Professor Dr. Manoj Kamat, the management, the BBA faculty, and the students for making this event possible. Thank you to everyone present here and have a good day.
Maybe after retirement. How old was he last time?